Good evening, Kathy. Yes, Sun International, which runs a Sun City Resort and high-end hotels such as the Maslow in Sandton and Table Bay, has published a 59 million rand loss for the period. The company has its South African employees been declining really from 9,340 to currently 7,000 employees there. They had to cull 2,340 employees. The group's casino income, its biggest revenue generator, rose by 53% despite low footfall due to a lack of businesses at its casino complexes. Income at the resorts and hospitality operations rose by 21%. I caught up with the CEO, Anthony Leeming, and asked him how the past 6 months have been for the group.
Look, it's been exceptionally difficult. I mean, we all know with curfews and lockdowns and changes and alcohol sales and bans and, you know, everything. It just makes the operating environment very uncertain, not just for us, for our employees as well. You know, employees are working reduced hours, we're paying reduced pay. It's been a very, very difficult period for all people in this industry. I think the good thing is, you know, the business operated pretty well under the circumstances. I think we generated decent cash flow. And that's important in this environment. So the main focus is, you know, get that down, generate some cash flow, look after your people. I mean, those are the real priorities at the moment.
Anthony, something important that you had and other businesses had as well is the business interruption claims that you had to make, amounting to 500 million rands due to COVID-19. You're still waiting for some of that money, but you've also had to pivot a little bit as a business when it comes to the issue of having to sell some of your assets as well. That actually led you to where you are right now. Certainly it's not the best way in which to actually navigate such waters, but you had to sell assets that you clearly needed.
Yeah, look, it's not a matter of we needed them. I mean, I think we needed to strengthen the balance sheet. We needed to make sure we would withstand whatever risks came our way. Which, you know, no one knows, you know, what's going to happen next. We didn't expect the second lockdown, and that came. So, you know, are we expecting the third? Hopefully not. But we took the action, we've strengthened our balance sheet, and I think we did the right things at the right time to make sure we're in a good position to move forward and deal with any challenges and problems. And really, our balance sheet right now is strong. You know, our cash generation is there. We're not in debt pressures, and the banks are working with us. So we feel like we're in a good position to grow with the space.
Many people in the leisure business had to let staff go due to you know, the problems associated and the challenges associated with COVID-19. How did you deal with that aspect of your business?
Last year, we were looking at the business already to see about profitability and what we could do to improve profitability before COVID hit. When COVID hit, we really had no choice but to cut probably a bit deeper. And we had to make the plans to make sure the business was viable and we could see through the period and really improve our offering and our service. So a huge effort went into to get things right. You know, you had to protect jobs. We had 10,000 people. We're down to about just over 7,000. So, you know, you need to protect all the jobs and not try and keep everything that you can. And ultimately, we need to improve profitability, and we did the right things at the right time, as I mentioned. So we do feel the business is in a better position than what it was last year. Better than before COVID, other than, you know, got to get through COVID and the revenue's got to come back.
Many people are still quite unsure of whether to vaccinate, and there's this debate that's going on right now on whether we should make vaccinations mandatory. As long as we don't get herd immunity, we know that we are going to continue managing this pandemic through these lockdowns and restrictions. What is your view when it comes to, you know, mandatory vaccinations for your organizations, or specifically for clients who come in? Are we getting into a situation at some point where maybe some of your patrons will actually be made to actually produce a vaccination card to actually stay at some of your establishments?
Yeah, look, compulsory vaccination is a difficult one. I think legally it can't be enforced in South Africa at the moment, and there'll be lots of problems with our unions and others if we try to enforce vaccination. But anyway, a customer-facing business, we deal with clients all day, and our employees interact quite a lot. So I think it's important, and we've done a lot. We've got vaccination centres at 4 of our properties, you know, Sun City, Carnival City, Grand West, and Wild Coast, and we're looking to do some others as well. So we encourage our employees, sending a lot of messages out, and we're really pushing for them to get vaccinated. It's the only way that we'll see to the back of this. It just seems odd that people are so adverse to it, given what's happening in South Africa in terms of how many colleagues we've lost. We lost a lot of people, including job on Blues, as I'm sure you know. So I think it's strange that people are avoiding vaccination.
What is your view on the outlook in the leisure space as we head into the first season?
Look, it's going to still be a tough time. We've still got limited travel coming into the country. Leisure travel is still good. Our big problem in our business and our lives is that there's no business conferencing, what we call MICE business, meetings, incentive, conference, and exhibitions. It's non-existent at the moment. And that's the business we need for a place like Sun City in particular. It really fills up your midweek, and that's where we're gapping. That's where we've got the problem. Local leisure's been good. Local gaming, which we do, takes up properties and discounted rates. It's also been fairly good, but that's not enough to stay in the business. So the next 6 months will continue tough. I can't see the restrictions being entirely lifted over the next 6 months. But if we get that vaccination program working, if we get some herd immunity, hopefully we'll see the back of COVID early in the new year. But that's, I think, a little bit optimistic thinking, but that's where we're looking towards.
Well, that's it from our Business Editor